that. Do you know what? Should we talk graphics right now? Should we talk graphics right now? Because, Nick, I'm with you. The response to it was a bit weird. So, for people who are not in the know, which I'm not sure will be many people, Z tweeted... let's find Zealand's actual tweet, right? Which was always going to cause a stir, and he knew it was going to, and it's difficult to argue with what he's saying, by the way. Zealand tweeted, I put it on the screen, but I can't really be bothered to move across. Football Manager's graphics are terrible, and I'm tired of pretending they are not. Inflammatory. That gets people started to grab their keyboards and grab their boot up their PCs, just actually boot up their laptops to reply to this, which is actually, that is a point that it needs to be said. The latest tweet on the face cam was yes, I did see that. I respect the people that work hard on the game and know they want to make a good game. They make a game I really do enjoy playing, but Skyrim came out 11 years ago, and this would be a massive graphics upgrade if it came out in FM. I'm not sure we're going to see Skyrim characters, but yeah. Rome Total War came out in 2004, and this is my current left wing out there. Blah, blah, blah. Just showing that get old games with graphics that are comparable to FM's, which I think is fair enough. I think FM caters to low processing power, but graphic settings can be changed to fit the processing power. My brother plays on 2D on his laptop because that's the only way it will run. FM is released on console every year. It should have much higher graphics capabilities. For the that's not what the game is about, or the graphics are good enough crowd. Better graphics won't ruin the game. Look at Crusader Kings or Civ. Graphic sliders allow you to make the other games to play other games on your old PCs. We should want the game to enter the modern graphics era. I don't necessarily see how that is possible to argue with. I guess it's a little bit like, I guess people are arguing with it. It seems like it's criticism. Criticism is not always a negative, by the way. I find that very difficult to argue with. There's nothing to disagree with there. All that Zealand is actually saying in that is he wishes the graphics in FM were better, and he's looking at other games and seeing, I don't understand why they're not. It's also true. Yeah, Nikki, we'll come on to that. It's insane to not want them improved. There's two parts of it. There's the why are they not better? Look at these other games, which I think there's a lot to dive into there that you could make arguments against. If you are the developers of FM, you could definitely argue against the why aren't they been improved. There's obviously barriers, because it would be mental to think that they don't want the graphics to be improved, and I completely disagree with the fact that anybody at FM doesn't want their graphics to be better. Like, I don't think that's true. Like, they're not going, it doesn't matter to us, we're not going to develop it. There are reasons why they are not, right? The other side of it is the Zealand saying, I wish they were better. And people are arguing with this side of it. People are arguing with the, I don't want them to be better. There's the people who are coming out and replying to the tweet saying, I play on 2D Classic. I like, we don't need them to be better. Why? That makes no sense to me. And at the core of it, it's like, if it was better, more people would play it. The whole argument of like, FIFA looks like this, why doesn't FM? There is definitely a barrier to new people playing the game because it doesn't look like FIFA. Because people don't understand all of this side of how much has to go into that to create it. But also like, how, like, there are definitely people who are not playing it because it doesn't look as good. If you play on 2D, then cool, improve graphics when it affects you. Yeah, true, right? It's no excuse, but that's genuinely the reason. Like I said, it's easier to go over the code rather than ripping it all up. Exactly. Like, there's a genuine barrier why that's not happened. It is either resources, it's time, it's resources in terms of people or in terms of money that would have to go into it. Time, because they are creating a new game every year. Do you think there's probably a thing where if they do try to redo all of the graphics and completely change the graphics engine, they might miss a year of FM, like, and they can't afford to do that. They're a company that is based on making enough money to go again the next year, right? They aren't EA. So there are barriers here. There are things, and I guess I know perhaps I'm coming across as like a defender of everything SI at the moment, but genuinely, and I'll say this like true honesty, going into SI last weekend has given me a sense of like, I can't say too much, and I won't. I don't need to anyway. But like, it does give me a little bit more of a sense of like how the sausage is made, almost, which is, I don't know. You see it's a real thing, and it's not just some people on the internet saying make it look like FIFA. I'm like, these are real people, and I'm like, I have never felt as close to understanding the people who make the game as right now, and I'm genuinely like want to come out fighting for them a little bit more than I ever did before. Which maybe that's like the sausage. Yeah, that's a saying, right? That better be a saying, otherwise that is mental. But I think I can be. This music's wow loud for me now. I think it's coming out of my headphones. Okay, is the music level all right, by the way? I think a Samism, yeah. I don't think it is a Samism. I think that's a real how the sausage is made. That is the thing, right? But yeah, I think it's a bit more complicated than that, and I think the part where like there's obviously a reason. I think the people making the game want to improve the graphics. I wish the graphics would improve too. I agree the graphics look like they're a long way behind other games. You look at like mobile games. I was looking yesterday. I was like, really quite interesting thing to do is go on the App Store and search for like Football Manager games or manager games. I found one that was called Soccer Manager 2022. I looked at I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but like, that's the match engine. Like, even if FM looked like that, the problem is if they made it look like that, all of the animations and all of the actual way that the match engine is very smart in FM wouldn't be able to exist. It's like, yeah, I don't know. But hopefully, all I'm saying is hopefully that in the next few years, we do see that graphics upgrade and then all those people who are playing 2D are like, oh no, it is better. Why is this music gone so loud? Hang on a minute. This might kill my sound. I hope not. Can you still hear me all good? But graphics have got work. Yeah, well, there is maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't. You can still hear me good. Okay, cool. I do take that as well, actually. I do take that as well. Like the lighting and things does seem worse from like 10 years ago, and that is probably a problem. I saw Jack's reply to it. It's reached the end of the boiling point that will make this game could be the end of the graphics. So yeah, I don't know. The older games look better. Yeah, I sort of agree. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I'm just giving my 2 cents on it, basically, which is saying I don't understand the people who are arguing with the point of I wish the graphics were better. Regen faces are laughable. Do you know what I think? Do you know what the reasoning for the regen faces to look the same are? And I think this was like a plan to make them look good long term. Was the regen faces got worse in 2D in the player profiles because the faces on there are generated to actually match the ones that are in the 3D engine. So that if you were to be able to zoom right in on the 3D engine, which we can't, which is another part of it, they would actually match the faces of the ones that are in 2D. Whereas before, they'd made the 2D ones look better than they do now, but they didn't match with the 3D ones, which I guess is part of this plan to hopefully improve it over time so that the graphics engine would look better, but it must be really difficult. And I've met some of the people who are working on it now, and I'm like, all right, they're really nice. I don't agree that graphics have gotten worse. Animations are part of the graphics and they've improved. Animations are 100% improved. If you take a screenshot and look at FM13 and you look at FM23, by the way, yes, like the lighting and the stadiums maybe look a little bit better, but go and play that game and feel how clunky it is and see how like they move like Subbuteo blocks. And I think you've got your answer. Not sure why though the lighting can't look better as well, but